Dear friend, I'm so glad you're here again. Perhaps it's no surprise that the keyword of the day, jealousy, is trending. Why, you might ask, is everyone suddenly talking about it? Well, the answer lies right in the middle of our daily lives. Jealousy isn't some abstract concept. It's woven into the fabric of our modern world. So why do they hate us? Why do they envy us? It's ironic, isn't it? Everyone preaches about living virtuously, supporting one another like hand in glove, but the reality can be quite different. Jealousy is a societal disease, and trust me, it's not an easy one to cure. You've likely encountered it yourself: a colleague who can't celebrate your promotion, a neighbor eyeing your shiny new car, or worse yet, jealousy from those closest to you. Family, dear friends, even those you try to help. Yes, even the act of giving, when done wrong or misinterpreted, can spark envy. So where does this jealousy stem from? And more importantly, how do we recognize the warning signs? Let me tell you, jealousy is like a toxic virus. If you don't build a defense against it, it will attack you to the point of exhaustion. And when you're drained, guess what? That's when the jealous person has achieved their goal. Scary, right? But here's the good news. You can defend yourself. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher-emperor, noticed this very issue nearly 2,000 years ago. He wrote, "Difficult and even wicked people frequently block our path." But he also taught us something profound. These challenges are part of the natural order. Just as thorns grow on roses or storms shake the mightiest trees, these obstacles exist to shape us, not to break us. Nature gives a caterpillar the path to becoming a butterfly, not for praise, but because that's its purpose. Likewise, Marcus believed our human purpose is to grow into the most virtuous, compassionate, and resilient version of ourselves. And let's be clear, jealousy from others? That's their burden, not yours. Your job is to recognize it, rise above it, and remain unshaken in your commitment to live virtuously. Today, we'll dive into the first sign of jealousy, not the recycled advice you find online, but wisdom drawn directly from the teachings of ancient Greek philosophers. These insights are time-tested and rooted in deep understanding, providing you with a solid foundation to face envy with clarity and strength. Before we begin, do me a favor. Subscribe to this channel. We're on a mission to reach 1,000 subscribers, and your support helps bring these timeless Stoic lessons to life for more people. Hit that subscribe button, leave your thoughts in the comments, and share this with anyone you think needs to hear it. Together, let's walk this path of virtue and reason, one step at a time. Now, let's uncover that first sign, shall we? Sign 1. They can't celebrate your success. Let's get straight to it, my friends. The first unmistakable sign of jealousy: they can't celebrate your success. Picture this. You finally land that promotion, or maybe you just achieved a personal milestone you've been working toward for years. You're ecstatic, your heart is full, and naturally, you expect your close ones to be just as happy. But instead of cheers and congratulations, you're met with silence. Or worse, that awkward smile, the forced, "Wow, good for you," and then nothing. No follow-up, no enthusiasm. If you listen closely, you can almost hear the sound of their teeth grinding as they force those words out. Here's the thing. Real friends, people who genuinely care for you, will celebrate your wins as if they were their own. They understand that your success doesn't diminish theirs. In fact, it's an extension of shared joy, proof that there's space for all of us to thrive. But jealous people, they don't see it that way. Your success is like a spotlight that shines a little too brightly, highlighting the areas where they feel small or inadequate. Marcus Aurelius would have spotted this behavior a mile away. He once wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." But jealous people, they can't love what's good for others because they're too consumed by what they lack. To them, your promotion is a reminder of their stagnant career. Your fitness journey is a mirror reflecting their neglected goals. And instead of channeling that discomfort into self-improvement, they stew in resentment. And don't think for a second that this is harmless. Jealousy is insidious. It eats away at relationships like rust corrodes iron. The Stoics would tell you that you must guard your peace against it. Epictetus warned, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." So when someone can't celebrate your achievements, recognize it for what it is. Their problem, not yours. But here's where it gets tricky. This often comes from the people closest to you, friends, family, people you trust. That's why it hurts so much. You expect them to be in your corner, but their jealousy sneaks in like a thief, stealing what should have been a moment of shared joy. It's in that moment you might start questioning yourself. Am I being too boastful? Did I do something wrong? Stop. Don't you dare make their insecurities about you. Marcus Aurelius reminds us to focus on what's within our control. You can't control their reactions, but you can control how much you let it affect you. Don't shrink yourself to make others comfortable. Don't dim your light just because it's too bright for someone else's shadowy insecurities. A true Stoic understands that external events, including the reactions of others, are irrelevant to our inner peace. If you find yourself in this situation, do what the Stoics would do. Step back and observe. Are they genuinely supportive, or is their silence screaming louder than words ever could? When you hit a new milestone, are they distant or dismissive? When you share your joy, do they counter with criticisms or bring up unrelated mistakes from your past? These are all signs that their jealousy has festered into bitterness. And let's not sugarcoat it. This isn't your burden to carry. It's tempting to try to fix things, to make them feel better, to downplay your accomplishments so they're not uncomfortable. Don't. Marcus Aurelius said, "Don't waste what's left of your life worrying about others unless it affects the common good." Your success is not an attack on them. It's simply the result of your hard work and choices. Their inability to celebrate that says everything about them and nothing about you. Remember this, you are not in competition with anyone else. As the Stoics taught, life is about becoming the best version of yourself, not about measuring up to others. So, the next time someone close to you struggles to celebrate your success, don't let it make you second-guess yourself. See it for what it is, and protect your peace. Because in the end, your success isn't theirs to validate, and their jealousy isn't yours to carry. Keep shining, keep growing, and if they can't handle your light, well, that's their shadow to sit with. Sign 2. They throw shade, disguised as advice. Let's talk about one of the sneakiest signs of jealousy, the helpful advice that leaves a bitter aftertaste. You know the type. Someone who always has something to say about what you're doing, no matter how great it's going. They frame it like they're just looking out for you, sprinkling their so-called wisdom into your plans. But when you really pay attention, you realize their words aren't there to guide you. They're there to cut you down. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." But jealous people? They've mastered the art of twisting truth into barbs. They'll tell you, "You're doing great, but have you thought about doing it this way?" Or, "That's a nice idea, but I think you might be rushing things." On the surface, it sounds like concern, but underneath, it's a calculated attempt to make you doubt yourself. The Stoics teach us to seek truth and clarity. But when someone throws shade disguised as advice, their intent isn't to help you see clearly. It's to cloud your judgment. They want you to second-guess your decisions, hesitate, or even stop altogether. Because if you start doubting yourself, you might just stay in one place, and that's exactly what they want. Let's be real here. This kind of jealousy doesn't shout, it whispers. It doesn't attack, it undermines. It's like a weed growing quietly under the surface, ready to choke out your confidence if you let it. Epictetus reminds us, first, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. You have to stay rooted in your purpose, or their shade will creep in and stunt your growth. What makes this kind of jealousy so dangerous is how insidious it is. It often comes from people you trust, those who position themselves as mentors, advisors, or even close friends. They're the ones who act like they know better, like they're doing you a favor by helping you. But the truth? They can't stand to see you succeed without their stamp of approval. Take a step back and observe their patterns. Are they offering genuine advice or just waiting for an opportunity to insert doubt into your mind? Do their suggestions focus on making your ideas better, or do they subtly suggest that your ideas aren't good enough? Marcus Aurelius advised us to see things as they are, not as we'd like them to be. And when someone constantly critiques your path while ignoring your wins, you need to recognize that this isn't mentorship, it's sabotage. Here's where the Stoic perspective becomes your shield. Remember that their opinions are just external noise, not a reflection of your worth or ability. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Their words only have as much power as you give them. So what should you do when someone throws this kind of shade? First, filter their words through reason. Is there any truth in what they're saying, or is it just their insecurity talking? If there's value in their advice, take it and leave the bitterness behind. But if it's just a thinly veiled attempt to pull you down, dismiss it entirely. The Stoics also teach us to focus on what's within our control. You can't stop people from being jealous, but you can control how much access you give them to your energy and attention. If someone's advice consistently leaves you feeling less confident and more unsure, it's time to set boundaries. You don't owe anyone unlimited access to your thoughts, plans, or dreams, especially if their input does more harm than good. Finally, don't waste time trying to change them. As Marcus Aurelius wisely observed, you can commit injustice by doing nothing. Protect your goals and your peace by taking action to distance yourself from their negativity. Your journey is yours, and no amount of shade should be allowed to darken the path you're meant to walk. In the end, recognize this for what it is: their jealousy in disguise. Don't let their insecurities plant seeds of doubt in your mind. Stay focused on your mission, your growth, and your purpose. And remember, the sun always shines brighter than the shadow. It's up to you to keep moving forward and let their shade fade into irrelevance. Sign 3. They talk behind your back, but never to your face. Here's where jealousy takes off its mask and starts showing its true colors. Behind closed doors, of course. One of the clearest signs that someone is jealous of you is their tendency to talk about you when you're not in the room. They'll smile at you in public, act supportive to your face, but the minute you leave, their real opinions spill out like poison. They gossip, twist your words, spread rumors, and paint you in a way that serves their insecurities. And the worst part? They never say a word of it to your face. Now let's be blunt. If someone can't bring their concerns or their criticisms directly to you, that says everything about their character. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." In other words, don't stoop to their level. Talking behind someone's back is the act of a person who's too weak to confront reality. They don't have the courage to tell you what they think because they know deep down it's not you they're angry at, it's themselves. Let's dig a little deeper into this. Why do they gossip about you? Because your success, your growth, or even just your peace of mind is a glaring reminder of what they lack. Instead of using that discomfort to better themselves, they try to drag you down to their level. It's the classic crab mentality. If I can't climb out of this bucket, I'm going to pull you back in. Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. When you hear that someone's been talking about you, your first instinct might be to confront them, to set the record straight. Resist that urge. Instead, take a moment to detach from the emotional sting and view the situation through the lens of reason. Ask yourself, does their opinion have any real bearing on your life? Does it change your goals, your values, or your path? Most likely it doesn't. And if it doesn't, then why waste your energy on it? But let's not sugarcoat things. Knowing someone is gossiping about you, especially someone close, is a gut punch. It hurts because it feels like betrayal, and in many ways, it is. You trusted this person. Maybe you even celebrated their victories, shared your vulnerabilities, or leaned on them during hard times. So when you find out they've been twisting the knife behind your back, it's tempting to feel anger or even hatred. But Marcus Aurelius would tell you to rise above it. He wrote, "When another blames you or hates you, or people voice similar criticisms, go to their souls, penetrate inside, and see what sort of people they are. You will realize there is no need to be racked with anxiety that they should hold any particular opinion about you." Gossip, at its core, is a reflection of the gossiper, not the subject. It reveals their insecurities, their lack of integrity, and their inability to process their emotions in a constructive way. They see your success as a threat because they lack the tools to create their own. And honestly, that's not your problem. So how should you handle it? First, let go of the need to change their minds or correct their narratives. You can't control what they say behind your back, but you can control how much space you give it in your mind. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that the opinions of others are not under our control, so we shouldn't let them disrupt our peace. Second, focus on your own actions. Make sure that you're living in a way that aligns with your values, so even if someone tries to tarnish your reputation, their words won't stick. Seneca wisely noted, "A good character is the best tombstone. Those who loved you and were helped by you will remember you when forget-me-nots have withered." Carve your name on hearts, not on marble. In other words, let your life speak louder than their whispers. Lastly, don't give them the satisfaction of seeing you rattled. Jealous people thrive on your reaction. They want to know their words hurt you, that their gossip reached you, and that it made you second-guess yourself. Don't give them that power. Stay calm, stay composed, and keep moving forward. Remember, their jealousy isn't a reflection of your flaws, it's a spotlight on theirs. To sum it up, when someone talks behind your back but never to your face, it's not about you, it's about them. Their gossip is born from their insecurities, their envy, and their lack of self-awareness. Your job isn't to engage with their negativity, it's to keep living your life with purpose and integrity. Let their words fade into the background noise while you remain focused on what truly matters, your own growth, your own peace, and your own journey. Keep going, because the best way to silence gossip is to live so authentically that no one believes the lies. My dear friends, we've now made it halfway through this journey together. You're still here, right? That tells me something important. You're committed to understanding, to growing, and to protecting your peace. If you haven't yet, this is the perfect moment to take a small but meaningful action. Hit the subscribe button and give this video a like. It's a simple gesture, but it makes a world of difference. Your support helps this community grow, and for that, I'm truly grateful. Thank you for walking this path with me. Let's keep going. There's so much more to uncover. Sign 4. They compete with you in every area of life. Let's talk about the exhausting, relentless need some people have to turn every single thing into a competition. This is the 4th clear sign of jealousy. They're not just watching your life, they're trying to outdo it, one petty move at a time. Imagine this. You buy a new jacket, and suddenly they have to show up with one that's fancier. You celebrate a personal milestone, and just like that, they're on social media broadcasting how they've done something even better. It's not coincidence, it's strategy. They're not living their lives for themselves, they're orchestrating theirs around yours, desperately trying to one-up you. The Stoics would call this behavior a sign of weakness, rooted in a misunderstanding of what truly matters. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." But jealous people? They haven't realized this yet. They're still trapped in the delusion that external validation, clothes, achievements, or status is the ultimate measure of worth. And instead of striving for genuine growth, they measure themselves against others, which is why they're constantly trying to outshine you. This behavior might seem harmless at first. After all, a little healthy competition isn't necessarily a bad thing. But this isn't healthy. This is insecurity dressed up as ambition. When someone is always trying to beat you, it's not because they want to improve themselves. It's because they can't stand seeing you ahead. Epictetus reminds us, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Jealous people are stuck in a cycle of want. They crave attention, approval, and the illusion of being better. But no matter how much they achieve, it's never enough, because their efforts aren't rooted in self-worth. They're rooted in comparison. Let's take a closer look at the psychology behind this. Why do they feel the need to compete with you? Because your success feels like their failure. To them, life is a zero-sum game. If you're winning, they must be losing. They can't fathom the idea that there's enough room for everyone to thrive. So they chase after every accomplishment of yours, not to improve themselves, but to make sure you don't stay ahead. And here's where it gets dangerous. The more you succeed, the harder they try to compete. Every win you have becomes fuel for their jealousy, pushing them to try harder to outdo you. They'll copy your style, your decisions, even your inner circle, all in an attempt to stay in the imaginary race they've created in their heads. But here's the truth. You're not in a race with them, or anyone else for that matter. The Stoics teach us that life isn't about measuring up to others, it's about fulfilling your potential. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up if you will ever dig." Instead of worrying about what others are doing, your focus should remain on cultivating your own inner peace and growth. So what do you do when you find yourself the unwilling participant in someone else's competition? First, recognize it for what it is. Their problem, not yours. You don't need to match their energy. As tempting as it might be to win, remember that playing their game only validates their mindset. Instead, follow the Stoic principle of indifference. Let them compete if they must, but don't let it disrupt your focus or steal your peace. Second, set boundaries. If their constant one-upping starts to affect your mental health, limit your interactions with them. Epictetus reminds us, keep company only with those who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. If someone's obsession with competing drains you, it's okay to step back and protect your energy. Lastly, stay grounded in your own purpose. Jealous people may view life as a scoreboard, but you know better. The only score that matters is how aligned you are with your values, your goals, and your inner peace. Marcus Aurelius put it best, do not be distracted by their darkness. Draw them to the light. You can't control their jealousy, but you can lead by example, showing them that true fulfillment comes from within, not from outshining others. To sum it up, when someone is constantly trying to compete with you, it's not about you, it's about their insecurities. Don't let their race pull you off your path. Stay focused, stay grounded, and keep moving forward. Because the truth is, your success isn't a threat to anyone, but their jealousy is a threat to themselves. Keep thriving, and let them chase their own shadows. Sign 5. They make everything about themselves. Let's get into one of the most infuriating signs of jealousy, the person who simply cannot let you have the floor. You're talking about your achievements, your struggles, your life, and somehow every conversation gets hijacked and turned into a monologue about them. Picture this. You share some great news. Maybe you just landed a big promotion or finally hit a personal goal. Instead of celebrating with you, they immediately pivot to their own experiences. That's great, but let me tell you about what I've been dealing with. Or worse, they'll downplay your win entirely. Oh, that's nothing. I remember when Suddenly, your moment is gone, and all attention is back where they think it belongs, on them. Marcus Aurelius would have called this behavior exactly what it is, self-obsession. He wrote, "You can leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." But these people? They live as though the entire world revolves around them, as if their narrative is the only one that matters. Jealousy drives them to constantly redirect the spotlight because deep down, they fear their own irrelevance. The Stoics teach us to act with purpose and integrity, but when someone hijacks every conversation, it's clear their priorities are far from virtuous. They're not listening to you because they don't see you as an equal participant in the relationship. To them, your success, struggles, or thoughts are just opportunities to reinforce their own importance. Let's pause and unpack what's really happening here. Why do they make everything about themselves? It's not just narcissism, it's insecurity. They see your achievements as a threat, not because you've done anything wrong, but because it reminds them of where they feel inadequate. Instead of facing that discomfort, they deflect. By talking about themselves, they avoid confronting their own fears of being left behind. Epictetus offers a powerful reminder here. Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly. People who make everything about themselves haven't yet figured out who they are. They're so busy trying to measure up to others that they've lost sight of their own unique path. And that's not your burden to bear. So, how do you deal with someone who constantly centers themselves in every conversation? First, don't take it personally. Their behavior says more about their insecurities than it does about your worth. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, what stands in the way becomes the way. Instead of letting their interruptions frustrate you, use it as an opportunity to practice patience and maintain your composure. Second, don't play into their game. It's tempting to try and steer the conversation back to yourself, but that's exactly what they want, a competition for attention. Instead, calmly state your boundaries. If they interrupt, politely bring the focus back to your point. Something as simple as, "That's interesting, but I wasn't finished sharing," can make all the difference. The Stoics also teach us to focus on what we can control. You can't change someone's need to dominate the spotlight, but you can control how much space you allow them to take in your life. If their behavior becomes a pattern, it might be time to reassess the relationship. As Epictetus said, "Avoid fraternizing with people who cannot improve you." Surround yourself with those who genuinely celebrate your successes and listen with intention. Finally, lead by example. Show them what it looks like to listen, to celebrate others without making it about yourself. Marcus Aurelius believed in leading with virtue. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Your actions might not change them, but they'll reinforce your own character and keep you aligned with your values. To wrap this up, when someone makes everything about themselves, it's not about you. It's about their inability to step out of their own shadow. Don't let their self-centeredness diminish your achievements or silence your voice. Stay focused on your own path, set clear boundaries, and remember, their jealousy is a reflection of their struggles, not yours. So the next time someone tries to steal the spotlight, let them. You don't need their validation, and you don't need to compete for attention. Your worth isn't defined by their inability to share the stage. Keep growing, keep thriving, and let them wrestle with their own insecurities while you shine unapologetically. Sign 6. They belittle your achievements. Let's tackle one of the most cutting signs of jealousy: when someone actively tries to shrink your accomplishments. You've worked hard, poured in the hours, faced setbacks, and finally reached a milestone. And instead of the applause you deserve, here comes the dismissive comment. "Oh, that's not such a big deal," or "You got lucky, anyone could have done that." Maybe they even throw in a snide, "Well, I'd have done it better if I'd had the chance." Sound familiar? This is jealousy in its purest, ugliest form. Marcus Aurelius would have recognized this behavior immediately. He once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Their attempts to belittle your success are the obstacles you must overcome, not by engaging, but by rising above. Why do they do it? Because your success is a mirror they can't escape. It reflects back at them, showing all the things they haven't done, the opportunities they missed, or the potential they failed to realize. Instead of using your success as inspiration, they feel threatened by it, and so they attack, not your achievement itself, but your perception of it. This behavior can be subtle or blatant. Sometimes it's an offhand remark like, "Must be nice to have connections," implying you didn't earn your success. Other times, it's more direct, like dredging up your past failures to undermine your present wins. Either way, the goal is the same: to make you question your worth, to taint the joy you feel in your hard-earned victory. Epictetus warned us about this kind of external negativity. If someone speaks badly of you, do not defend yourself against the accusations, but reply, "You obviously don't know my other faults, or you would have mentioned them as well." This isn't just humor, it's power. By refusing to let their words define you, you reclaim control over your narrative. But let's not pretend it doesn't sting. When someone you thought would support you tries to undermine your achievements, it hurts. Maybe it's a friend, a coworker, or even a family member. Their words can plant seeds of doubt. Did I really deserve this? Was I just lucky? Stop right there. Marcus Aurelius would tell you to focus on what's real. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Their words are outside events. Your worth, that's firmly within your control. So how do you deal with it? First, recognize their behavior for what it is, a projection of their own insecurities. Their need to diminish your success doesn't say anything about you, it screams volumes about them. As Seneca said, it is the power of the mind to be unconquerable. Don't let their words invade your peace. Second, resist the urge to engage in their negativity. You don't need to defend your achievements to someone who's already decided to downplay them. Stoicism teaches us to respond with calm detachment. Instead of arguing, let your actions speak louder. Your success is proof enough. Third, celebrate yourself unapologetically. Don't let their bitterness dim your light. Marcus Aurelius advised us to live with purpose. Don't waste time on what doesn't matter. Your joy matters, their opinion doesn't. Share your success with those who genuinely care and let their support drown out the negativity. Finally, set boundaries. If someone consistently tries to belittle your achievements, it's okay to distance yourself. Epictetus wisely noted, "The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best." Life is too short to spend it around people who make you feel small. In the end, their attempts to belittle you are nothing more than noise. You've earned your success through effort, determination, and resilience. Don't let anyone take that away from you. The Stoics teach us that external praise or criticism is fleeting, but virtue and self-mastery are eternal. Focus on what truly matters, your own growth, your own values, and your own journey. So the next time someone tries to rain on your parade, let it roll off like water on a stone. Their words are theirs to carry, not yours. Keep celebrating, keep thriving, and remember, your success doesn't need their approval. It stands tall on its own. Sign 7. They make you feel guilty for succeeding. Here it is, the final and arguably the most insidious sign of jealousy, when someone tries to make you feel guilty for your success. You've worked hard, sacrificed, and finally achieved something meaningful, but instead of congratulations, you're met with comments like, "Must be nice to have it so easy," or "I wish I had the opportunities you do." These aren't innocent remarks. They're emotional daggers designed to pierce your joy and replace it with doubt. Why do they do it? Because your success feels like a personal loss to them. They can't see your hard work, your struggles, or the long nights you spent building your achievements. All they see is the outcome, and instead of being inspired, they feel diminished. Marcus Aurelius addressed this mindset perfectly when he wrote, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been." Their comments are an attempt to harm you emotionally, but the power lies in whether you accept their guilt trip or rise above it. Let's break this down further. When someone tries to guilt you for succeeding, what they're really doing is projecting their insecurities onto you. They feel stuck, inadequate, or envious, and instead of dealing with those feelings internally, they deflect them outward. Their goal is simple: to pull you down to their level so they don't have to confront their own shortcomings. Epictetus reminds us, "No man is free who is not master of himself." These individuals are slaves to their emotions, allowing jealousy and self-doubt to control their actions. But you have the choice to remain free. You don't owe anyone an apology for your success. It's the fruit of your labor, not a crime that requires justification. But here's the tricky part. Guilt is a powerful emotion. When someone you care about expresses bitterness or resentment over your achievements, it can make you second-guess yourself. Did I really deserve this? Did I take something away from them by succeeding? Stop. Right there. Marcus Aurelius would tell you, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. You know the truth. Your success doesn't come at their expense. It's not a pie with limited slices. There's room for everyone to thrive. So, how do you handle this guilt trip without letting it derail you? First, recognize their behavior for what it is, and attempt to shift the focus from your achievement to their perceived inadequacies. Their comments aren't about you. They're a reflection of their own internal struggles. Once you see it that way, it's easier to detach emotionally and avoid internalizing their negativity. Second, stay grounded in your purpose. The Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control: our actions, our values, and our response to external events. You can't control how others react to your success, but you can control how you let it affect you. As Epictetus said, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Don't let their words create a false reality where your success is something to be ashamed of. Third, don't dim your light to make them comfortable. It's tempting to downplay your accomplishments to avoid making others feel bad, but this only feeds their jealousy. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Celebrate your wins unapologetically, not out of arrogance, but as a testament to your effort and resilience. Finally, lead with compassion, but set boundaries. It's possible to empathize with someone's struggles without taking responsibility for their feelings. If someone consistently tries to make you feel guilty for succeeding, it's okay to limit your interactions with them. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, not those who drain your energy. As Seneca wisely observed, associate with those who will make a better man of you. Here's the truth. Success isn't a crime, and your achievements aren't an attack on anyone else. You're not responsible for how others perceive your progress, nor should you feel obligated to shrink yourself to fit their comfort zone. The Stoics teach us that the only judgment that truly matters is our own, rooted in virtue and self-awareness. So the next time someone tries to guilt you for your hard work, remind yourself of this. Their opinion doesn't define you. Your actions and character do. Keep striving, keep shining, and never let someone else's jealousy dim your light. Your success is yours to celebrate, and no one has the right to take that away from you. My dear friends, we've journeyed through the 7 telltale signs of jealousy, peeling back the layers of the behavior that often go unnoticed but leave a lasting impact. So let me ask you, out of these 7 signs, which one struck a chord with you? Which one made you pause and think, this is happening to me right now? If you're still here, still reflecting, still nodding along, then let me tell you, this video was made for you. It's not a coincidence you found this message. It's a reminder that protecting your peace, your energy, and your achievements is not only possible, but necessary. And now I have one small request for you. If you haven't already, take a moment to hit the subscribe button. It's a simple act, completely free, and it helps this channel continue to grow and bring you meaningful, Stoic-inspired insights. Don't hesitate. Don't overthink it. Just act. As Marcus Aurelius said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. By subscribing, you're not just supporting this community, you're taking a step towards surrounding yourself with the wisdom and strength to navigate life's challenges, like jealousy, with grace and resilience. Thank you for being here, for your time, and for your openness. Remember, your light is yours to protect, your path is yours to walk, and no one's envy can dim your brilliance unless you let it. Keep shining, and I'll see you in the next video.